More than 2 weeks after the US and Israel launched military strikes on Iran, rumours have been circulating online that American soldiers are en masse and openly refusing to fight. The claim first popped up on this Facebook page on Sunday, which said that soldiers have been posting videos of themselves on social media saying, "We will not deploy to kill and die for oil, politics or foreign lobbies." The Facebook post says that the refusals represent the most significant military dissent since Vietnam, and it's created massive fallout from the White House, with President Trump apparently calling for the traitors in uniforms to be rooted out. So big claims that American fact-checking sites Snopes and Lead Stories have been looking into. And firstly, by searching for these apparent videos of soldiers on social media rejecting official orders. And surprise, surprise, absolutely nothing, no reputable evidence of those came up, nor is the purported reaction from the White House published anywhere else. Meanwhile, the Facebook page pushing this claim, Forgotten Nations, it posts a lot of sensationalized or even made-up accounts of world events, and none of it comes from news websites. But what does turn up when you search for soldiers refusing deployment are news stories like this, which say that more military service members are seeking to conscientiously object to the war. And that's according to the US Center on Conscience and War here. And they posted on the 14th of March on X that hundreds have called a hotline. The most common thing we hear from service members is that the Manab school bombing was the catalyst that turned them against the war and the military as a whole. This centre, by the way, is an organisation which supports conscientious objectors who are service members or drafted civilians who claim the right to refuse military service, military duties because of their beliefs, which don't have to be religious, but the objectors must register and explain their decision in writing, which is where this centre comes in. Snopes spoke to the executive director of the centre, a Mike Prisoner, who told them that they had received a 500% increase in calls since the war began. Of those, he said, at least one a day has actually started the process of becoming a conscientious objector this month, with the #1 reason cited being the Manab school strike. But he said that some also express they believe that this is a war for Israel and has nothing to do with American interests. Others have been disturbed by the Armageddon rhetoric used by many commanders. Many do not see Trump and/or Hegseth as trustworthy or competent. Snopes also spoke to a GI rights hotline counsellor, Lenore Yager, who works for another organisation supporting conscientious objectors, and she reported a similar uptick in interest, with calls coming in from bases in the US and overseas, and from all branches of the military. And we know from numerous opinion polls that the war in the United States among the general public is very unpopular. And that does seem to be somewhat reflected among military members too. As we've seen, the number of conscientious objectors are in the dozens, but they are increasing. But so far, at least, there is no evidence for the unfounded claim that US soldiers are refusing orders to deploy.